All right, let's talk biology, but make it science and add some health and technology into the mix. It's time to talk biotech and what investment opportunities are on the cards at the moment. Ticker Invest, it starts right now.
Ticker Invest, in association with VentureCrowd, investing consciously to change the world.
Hello and welcome back to Ticker Invest. I'm your host Mike Loder, and together with the team at VentureCrowd, where we choose to invest our money shapes the world around us and of course has a long-lasting impact. Remembering, whilst VentureCrowd is the presenting sponsor of today's segment, all of the views and opinions in the following discussion are of course our own. And if you'd like to learn more about how you can be a conscious investor and get involved and find out how all this works, please head to venturecrowd.com.au. Now, biotech refers to technology that utilizes biological systems and living organisms to develop technological advances, which can be adapted to various fields from agricultural practice to the medical sector. Australia is considered to be among the top 5 countries for biotechnology in the world and has been responsible for some of the world's leading biotech innovations, such as the cochlear implant and cervical cancer vaccine. Some incredible stuff from this space. Today we're speaking with Leo de Bruin, the founder of ESN Clear, a precision therapeutics biotech company that is developing combination heart failure diagnostics and treatments to deliver personalized medicine to those affected. Good to see you, Leo. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for having me.
No worries at all. So let's start off. Can you tell us a little bit more about ESN Clear and the work you do with heart failure detection and treatment? Of course, detection being one of the more important parts.
Sure. So heart failure is a significant risk affecting 68 million people globally. 10 million people die of heart failure annually. It's the number one cause of hospitalization, but also one of the most expensive. Now, half of all heart failure is a type called HFpEF, or heart failure with preserved ejection fraction, which is the small, stiff heart that doesn't pump properly. It's got also very few treatment options. Now, according to the American Heart Association's latest guidelines, precision medicine is a huge gap in the heart failure market. Precision medicine is essentially treatments and products being tailored to a subgroup of patients instead of a one drug fits all. What we are doing, or what ESN Clear is developing, is a repurposed, de-risked heart failure drug in this $30 billion market, coupled with our device for a precision medicine strategy to tackle HFpEF.
Okay, so why is biotech such an attractive investment sector at the moment? And I suppose, why does ESN Clear stand out as an investment of choice, do you think? Here's your chance to share the story.
Yeah, so according to McKinsey & Co., between 2019 and 2020, biotech saw double-digit growth in its deals, but also triple-digit growth in IPOs. Between Jan 20 and 21, the average share price for European and US biotechs increased at more than twice the rate of the S&P 500. And in Chinese biotechs, the average share price doubled in a year. It's clearly an industry with a proven track record and stable growth. Now, 18 large US and European biopharmas will have about $500 billion in cash on hand by the end of the year, so it's poised for acquisition as well. Now, according to the International Biotechnology Trust, which is a big biotech fund in the space, they believe there's many signs pointing towards us being at the start of that growth cycle again. So why ESN is, excuse me, ESN Clear is in the private markets. It provides a potential safe haven that can outperform public markets, and it's got huge potential upside. We're raising $5 million to get to our phase 2 clinical trials. That'll take us about 12 months from now, and then we'll IPO. Once we complete our phase 2s, that takes around 12 months. That could see our valuation go towards $1 billion. So that's about a 30 multiple from where we are now today. We are developing this repurposed drug in a space where there's only one treatment at the moment. As I said, biotech is at a new growth cycle and pharma's cashed up with acquisitions. Our peers are trading at 300 million currently, which is a little bit more than 10 times where we are now. We've got a clear exit pathway with at least a times 10 multiple or potentially much more. The good thing is, the exciting thing is, our drug is successfully synthesized. It's got a proven efficacy, safety in a similar disease. We have a low cash burn, low debt, experienced team, and with multi-year tenants.
Absolutely. Leo, you've painted a very attractive picture when it comes to this area, but given the current state of the investment market, I suppose, do you think private markets provide a safe haven for investors, just based on what you've seen?
Well, I've seen a few interesting articles lately. One bit specific about something Robert Collins said. He's the partner at Swiss private equity manager Partners Group Holdings. And he wrote a piece in the Wall Street Journal on the 1st of June. He said the largest private equity firms generally outperformed public markets earlier this year. This performance supports the fact that private equity can provide a safe haven. Now, the impression that private equity markets are riskier than public markets might have been the case a long time ago, but certainly isn't anymore. So there's another report from UBS, the global investment bank. They have a global family office report, which they've just released last month. And they also suggest that global family offices worldwide are increasing their fund allocations to private markets and to earlier stage assets.
Okay, so you're currently capital raising on VentureCrowd as well, I understand, with a view towards IPO, as you mentioned in 2023. Tell us why an IPO is a good near-term, I suppose, exit strategy for you guys.
Yeah, so indeed, we are raising on VentureCrowd. There's 13 days left. Our clinical development pathway is the key catalyst here, which is on track for clinical trials by about this time next year. This is a good lead up to our IPO for mid next year. Now, according to Westpac and the RBA, markets are it's poised to stabilize by mid next year, maybe leading from the last rate hike in February next year. So from a markets perspective, we believe the markets would be stable, good to go and IPO. But also from the biotech perspective, looking at IBT and funds alike, they're suggesting that we'll be well and truly in that stage 2 or even stage 3 of the growth cycle. So I think it's from an investor perspective, it's extremely good timing, not just for private markets, not just for biotech, but specifically ESN and where we are currently.
All right, Leo. So how long do investors have left to be a part of the capital raise over on VentureCrowd and perhaps jump in on what you've discussed today with us?
Yeah, sure. So there's 13 days left on VentureCrowd specifically. We offer two types of investments. There's a convertible note with a 20% discount and a 10% interest rate. But we also then have equity available. What we decided to do is give these investors 13 days and 20% discount on equity, but that'll end by the 30th of June.
Okay, Leo, thank you so much for joining us on the program and talking about the business and where it's headed. It sounds very exciting. So again, thank you for lending your time to the program.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Mike.
Good stuff from Leo there. And thank you to all of you, I should say, for joining us on Ticker Invest. If you want to learn more about how all of this works, please head to venturecrowd.com.au and you can follow up with a bit of what you heard here from Leo and I. And of course, please head to tickernews.co for breaking stories from around the world. We are, of course, an international streaming news service, and tickeroriginals.co for more content surrounding, well, topics like this: investment, cybersecurity, gaming, education, business, fashion. We've got it all. I've been your host, Mike Loder. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Be well.